Well, so first time for everything, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you happen to see this anywhere, um, where do I even begin? Where do I even start? See, we need to be more than just teachers attempting to leave some marks. Because since we all know pi, let's make this art. But you know what? You see, I didn't do that right. I didn't do that right. So I'm going to fix the presentation so that way we'll fix that. We'll fix that. Watch. We'll fix that. Hopefully, the magic is not ruined. Let's see if we can keep the magic going. Right? So you can keep that magic going. Content creation gives me motivation. Since we all whoa. Wow, be careful. A little practice run. Sorry, I'm reaching for a marker that was a little bit too far. All right, so that was a lot lighter than I wanted it to be. Yeah, that's light. That's light. All right. Hold on. Sometimes, man, sometimes. All right. So you'll have to forgive me. See there? Come on. Yeah, sometimes you have to give yourself, yeah, that sense of accomplishment and cheer yourself up. This is one of the ways that I do it. All right. Because the other day I found out about this effect. Right? It's fairly recently I found out about this, and I'm thinking, why have I not been doing this the whole time? Why? Anyhow, you know what? I'm a clever guy. See, I have a tablet and I have some phones. Sometimes before I rub something out, what I like to do is I like to take a picture of it. And the reason why is because I guess that's my way of making it. Let me say it again. That's that's my way of math. That's my way of math. My way of making abundant, tangible habits. So yes, it's a habit of mine. I want my camera to start working. That would be nice. Okay, so let me give this a try. Give this a try. Okay, and I'm gonna crop it. So yes, let me apologize. You know what? It's fine. We can call this a warm-up episode. We can call this a warm-up. Man. Okay. All right. So now I can get rid of that. All right. No. Can we start over? Let's start. Let's start that over. All right. Let's start that over from the beginning. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is Bossman Teaching speaking. And of course, we're here to be more than teachers just leaving marks, because since we all know pi, let's make this art. There we go. That's what I've been building up to that. Right? Been building up to that. Yeah, so I suppose this is how I'm going to do my recordings from now. I feel, and I'm going to be very honest with you, I feel like because of the rate of compression of the video, the size of the file will be a lot smaller without compromising the quality. The lighting is good, the camera is good. I even have screenshots, and boy, listen, the webcam that I got is a godsend, because I can only imagine what the quality of my live streams look like before I had this. Man. So you know what? It pays to invest even in the not so expensive equipment. Just so that, just so that I don't have, super high production quality equipment. I don't have that. But the little that I do have, I am grateful for. And that's one of the things that I'm practicing. I'm practicing gratitude. I'm also practicing, a new line called die when you die, which means discipline is everything when you do it every time. Right? And that is how we revolutionize. You see, we use the arc to revolutionize. Right? So yeah, we're going to revolutionize education with content creation. So here we are. Yeah. I'm going to be talking a lot about my revisiting of the name First Person Tutor, which is the original name that I had. When I started my online teaching career, it started as First Person Tutor. Right? Now recently I've done I did some live streams yesterday, and I noticed something. I typed, and I'm going to write it, right? I'm going to write it so that you can see for the benefit. You know what? Hold on. Let me make it fun. Let me make it fun. Because you see, you see? There we go. Let's make it fun. Let us make it fun. All right? Let's make it a bit of a surprise. All right? And then, of course, we can, you see that? You see that? This is, listen, not for nothing. This is the type of thing that makes my day. Something as simple as this makes my day. When I'm having a bad day, I can make content like this. Because when you find something new, and this might be new, this might be old to everyone else, but this is new to me. Anyway, so I typed this in both Facebook and on YouTube. And funny enough, even though the full name is actually only one First Person Tutor, when I type this in, my name is the first to pop up. So I feel kind of good about this. Like this is an example of good SEO. It's a good example, of an SEO practice, Yeah. So I feel good about that. Yeah, I definitely feel good about that. So what? Sorry. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I have my hands too low, so you're probably wondering, what are these objects? Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? Um, what I guess what I mentioned. Sometimes you feel defeated. I know that I've experienced that. Um, a lot of people can tell you, especially in the realm of music. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok talk about their music career and how it's draining them and how they're losing the love for it because they're going and they're going and they're finding it so difficult to continue going. You know, but I made an analogy before. Think of your career or your life as like a download bar to a very massive, like, let's say it's a 300 terabyte file. How long do you think it's going to take for you to download that file, realistically? And some days the internet will be really fast, and some days it will be really slow. Just like you when you wake up. Some days you wake up and you're not in the mood at all, right? Your sinuses are awful. You wake up with the stomach bug, or you just feel, you just don't feel like your best self. So it's difficult to tell people who are not feeling good to continue going in spite of not feeling good. However, this is what you can say. You will not do it when you feel better. You will feel better when you do it. And this is my way of me feeling better when I do it. It doesn't matter what capacity. If you're a content creator, if you're an educator, my job is to be an advocate for the educators who are also content creators, or education platforms who are also looking to monetize their efforts through social media, right? So that's me. That is the essence of Bossman Teaching, right? The essence of it is that I am now going to prioritize teaching teachers how to come up with your own retirement plan. Because guess what? Yes, you're going to have your main model. You want people to come to your classes, whether it be online or face-to-face. You're going to want that. However, in addition to that, you can monetize on, well, see, on what I call YFit. Okay. So I'm going to write that, let's have fun with that again. Right. So you have this acronym that I've come up with called YFit. Right. I've come up with so many things. Right. YFit. Now, what does that stand for? Well, we'll show you in a little bit, right? What is the meaning of YFit? What is that? What is YFit? So we are trying to monetize what we do on YFit. And what is that? There we go. WhatsApp, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. No, I'm developing really good habits or making abundant, tangible habits. Yeah, the meaning of man. Yeah. And here's my abundant, tangible habits. I take my WhatsApp channel and I place it in my YouTube channel. Why? Because it's harder to search for this on the internet. Like, I've tried to find my own WhatsApp channel by searching for it. No luck. So, how do you get people to find something that's difficult to find? Well, you ever heard of No. I just had a stroke of genius. I really did. Seriously, think about this. Think about this. You have f of x and you have g of x. But this is difficult to find, right? People don't know how to find g of x, but they know how to find f of x. F of x is YouTube. G of x is WhatsApp. So guess what you do? Russian nesting doll. You create a composite function. This is what you do. You create a composite function. Therefore, you take all of this and you drop it in this. Just like how you take all of the g of x and you drop it and replace this x, resulting in f of g of x. And if we want it to be particular, we could put a bracket here as well. You understand? Yeah? Yeah. All right, seriously, I just came up with that. Okay? I literally just came up with that. Because the thing is, I wanted to get people to, I wanted to encourage people to find the WhatsApp channel. How can I encourage you to go to the WhatsApp channel? Well, YouTube is highly searchable. I mean, owned by Google and all of these things. So it relies heavily on SEO, relies heavily on being I was about to say findable, but searchable, visible. Yeah, searchable, visible, all of these things. So because this has a lot of visibility, I said, well, if you're having difficulty finding this, right? So our g of x is the WhatsApp. So we're going to take the g of x, place it in f of x, which is the YouTube, and there you go. Easier to find. So if you want to find the WhatsApp, just go to YouTube. So this is where you'll find it. Ah. Yeah. So if you're going to be monetizing your content, or if you're going to be producing content for your pages, you're going to use YouTube Shorts, you're going to use Facebook Reels, you're going to use Instagram Reels. And trust me, not for nothing, I hated Reels, but I wasn't doing them right. I made mistakes. So for example, when you shoot in a 9x16 like what this looks like, you don't post this as a reel. If you're going to shoot your reels, you have to, so what you have to do is compartmentalize. You have to separate your reel content from your long form content. Now, mind you, TikTok has done something that's a little bit fun. They have a full screen option. So whenever you post at a 16:9, what ends up happening is that there's a full screen, the word full screen, and there's like a little phone logo under it. When you tap it, it turns the video from what it looks like in the 9x16 and flips it the other way so that it occupies the entire space. Right? That's what they do over here. Now that option is not available on the other platforms, not to my knowledge. They really have that on the other platforms. That's available over here on TikTok. Right? No, Facebook Reels, from what I remember, 1 minute 30 seconds. That's the limit. So meaning it should be X less than or equal to 1 minute 30 seconds. That's the condition for this. The condition for this is X less than or equal to 3 minutes. So therefore, This is X, this is 2X. Yeah. Talk about making abundant tangible habits. I know. Yeah. So there are strengths and weaknesses of each of these. If you want people to see your content on a daily basis, you focus on using your reels in these places here. So your videos, and you can be smart about it. You don't have to make 30 individual reels. You can make one video and you separate that into your reels. So if you want to make 5 reels, 5 Instagram reels, you make a 15-minute video if you want to do that. You can also make a 9-minute video and separate it by different timestamps and end up with 5 reels. So you'll go from 0 to the 3-minute mark, then 1:30 to the 4:30 mark, then 3 minutes to the 6-minute mark, then 4:30 to the 7:30 mark, and then finally the 6 minutes to the 9-minute mark. So therefore you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reels. Yeah. So yeah. So you're going to utilize reels here, drop them in your stories. And the beautiful thing about that is that when you post in your stories, the same videos that you posted on a Monday, post them again on Tuesday, post them again on Wednesday, post them again on Thursday, post them again on Friday, because it's not about what you do. No, it's about that. It's about doing it every day. Right? Because I think that's the thing that really gets to a lot of people. The doing it every day. Doing it every day is difficult. It is very, very difficult. I am not going to, because a lot of people sell you the dream of social media. Oh, it's so easy. It's not. It is not easy. They lied. Okay? Let me be the first to tell you. They lied. It's easy when you're motivated, when you see all the comments, when you see all the shares, when you're seeing the progress, when you're seeing the numbers and you're seeing the growth. Yes, it's easy at that time. Right? Very easy. But when you're not seeing it, how do you stay committed to the process when you're not seeing, oh, why isn't it happening for me? Why is this not working? I'm doing all the right things. Why is it? Because you have to stay with it. Because think about it. Think about it like a marriage. Hey, sometimes you might love it. Sometimes you might not like it. But you have to stay committed. Because no matter what, you have to wife it. You have to wife it. Meaning, think about it like you have your child. Your child is sick. Do you drop your child off at the hospital and leave your child there? No, you don't give up on your child because your child is sick. You don't give up on your partner because your partner is ill. You work with them as best as humanly possible. And if God forbid they should pass away, you knew that your commitment can never come into question because you did not run away. You understand? So I know that's a bit, heavy, a little bit dramatic, but that's what it means. We have to have that kind of commitment. So in a way, social media is a reflection of life. Not because you're not seeing the results and you're not seeing what you want means that you need to stop. Because that's what happens to a lot of people. They get tricked. They get tricked into thinking they're doing something wrong, so they stop. Right? So that's why I'm here. So on behalf of, and remember now, once you see the black and black, this is Bossman Teaching. And of course, if you see red and red here, yeah, that will be digital media. But for right now, since we all know Pi, let's make this art. That's why I'm having a conversation with teachers about this, right? Now, let's talk about, monetizing. You can monetize here, 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 and here. Not sure about this one? This can help you. And mind you, I'm going to tell you how I utilize this. I use this channel to notify people when I'm going live, right? So whenever I'm going live, the instant I go live, I copy the link, I drop it in the WhatsApp channel, and I say to people, look, you want to know when I'm going live? Be here. Because you might not necessarily be on YouTube. You might not necessarily be on Facebook. You might not be here or here. So how will you know when I'm going live if you're not here? If you're here, whenever I go YouTube live, it will be in here. Whenever I go Facebook live, it will be in here. So you'll see it. You understand? So just like how I put the WhatsApp link in the YouTube, I put the YouTube and the Facebook lives in the WhatsApp channel. You see that? So again, another form of a composite function, right? Yeah. Right? So 9 by 16, 9 by 16, 9 by 16 and 16 by 9, same thing over here. So YouTube and TikTok is more, you can use both versions of shooting a video. But here and here, you're mostly doing 9 by 16. So in other words, let me show better than I can tell. So for Facebook and Insta, shoot like this. For YouTube and TikTok, you can do this, or you can do this. Yeah. So in other words, you know, yeah, that was weird. My lighting, my lighting node fell off. Yeah, so well, this is the thing. I want teachers to understand a number of things. The excitement you do not have for, let's say, your online classes or your online business or whatever it is, don't worry. Whatever motivation you don't have, I will have it for you. Whatever discipline you don't have, I will have it for you. And that is why I am here. So if you're interested in having these services done on your behalf to ensure that your content is monetized and it will keep you motivated, in addition to making the money from people that genuinely come to your classes, the connections you create with parents and so on, that's why I'm here. Right? So I'm here to assist the teachers, to teach the teachers, right? And to create this system for you that allows you to benefit years after you not necessarily even being in the classroom. Sometimes you can just be at home, chilling on your veranda. You can even make live videos where you've already done your recordings already, and you just go live, you press play, and you let the live continue. And sure, you have to monitor it to some degree, right? So therefore, if there's any interruption in the internet or any interruption in the playthrough of the video and so on, you have to be mindful all the same, right? We can't always autopilot, but at the very least, you know, so therefore, there's still ways for you to be active without necessarily having the pressure to always be present at all times. Because you can be present a lot of the time. But there are times when you say, you know what, you can literally think about it like movies or a series, right? If you think about it in that respect, you do a lot of recording and then you just start releasing the videos. You start releasing the episodes. So therefore, you're not. Can you imagine if a series was done in a way where, okay, you record it this week, and then when they release it, you have to be there in order to release it. I can only imagine how stressed out actors would be if that was the case. But no, you do a lot of it ahead of time, and then you distribute. So that way it takes some of the pressure off of you. So those are the sort of things that I specialize in doing on behalf of myself. I had to lead by example. And then because of what I've been able to do for myself, I can now extend this to my fellow teachers, right? So I'm very passionate about this. I'm very serious about this. So if you are looking to monetize these particular platforms, yeah, I have a system set up. I'll even show you the live where I show you how to direct people to your respective pages, right? How to direct them to the YouTube. How to direct them to the Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Because the WhatsApp channel, right, has these links in here. So again, another composite function. All of this is in the WhatsApp channel. And the WhatsApp channel is in here. So instead of dropping every single link on the YouTube, you don't have to do that, right? You can take the WhatsApp link. You've already gone in the description and dropped the links to these pages in the WhatsApp channel. So all you do is these three you put in here, and then this now you put in here. It's like a nested folder for the computer wizards and so on. And that's how I set up my system in terms of, you know, getting people to finding the relevant pages and so on. No, here's something very interesting though. I don't know about this. I'm not sure. I've seen somebody post something where you can make your WhatsApp link available on TikTok, but I don't know. I will have to research that a little bit more extensively because after a while, they'll have to make it a lot easier to do that because it's a little techie, to be fair, right? It's a little techie. However, here and here, if you want to directly WhatsApp somebody for business inquiries, these are the two places you go to first. And of course, I will be the tour guide for my own page. I'll be the tour guide for any teacher's page as long as we are focusing on YFit. And of course, we are also going to be present on LinkedIn. Okay? Even though this is the focus, you want to have as many people supporting you as humanly possible. And trust me, you're going to have people on LinkedIn, other professionals that support what you do, even more than some people in your surroundings, you know? So, that's an honorable mention. Might not be on the board here, but let's not forget LinkedIn, right? So, is there anything else I have to add to all of this? I guess not really. Not really. This is how I envision the means by which I will be, I want to say, not just of assistance, but of service to my fellow teachers, right? So if you want to set up your online classes, you know, whether it's your online classes, your face-to-face classes, you know, getting somebody to make cards for you, getting somebody to make flyers for you, all of these things. Okay, we'll get that done for you. We'll get it done. And from there, I will monitor these pages so that there's always activity. Because activity is what is rewarded on the social media platforms. It's all about activity, right? And you don't have to always be recording. And I think that's why a lot of people get burnt out because what people tend to do is think, I need to record every day. No, that's a big mistake. You can record ahead of time. So let's say, for example, you have Monday to Friday. Record on Saturday and Sunday and take Monday to Friday now as your days to post. Post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Record on Saturday, record on Sunday. Take Saturday and Sunday as your recording days and then Monday to Friday as your posting days. If you do it like this, then you're not, and also stick to that. Just stick to that. Record on a Saturday, record on a Sunday. If you find yourself recording on a Monday, it must be an emergency. It must be something that, let me say it like this. If you are recording on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, you have to upload it immediately. No, there's a term that I have for that, actually. I'm going to, just make it a surprise, right? So there's a term I have for having something that you're going to post right on that day. Yeah? So, just like how you have to sometimes, even though you have to wipe it, you also might have to illegally download. You may just have to pirate, right? You may just have to pirate. Give me a second. I dropped my cover. All right. I've retrieved it. Right. So yes. So yes, you have to wipe it, and you also at times have to pirate. Right? So what does it mean? To pirate, it simply means to do exactly what I'm about to say. Right? Right? Even when you think your words are not heard by anyone, you're going to want to pirate. Post it right away to everyone. Yeah, that's what it means to pirate. Post it right away to everyone. So in other words, if you're recording every day, just make it a 3-minute video and post it right away. Don't wait. If you're recording every day, make it be like some kind of mobile thing. So you take your phone, you shoot a 9x16 and you post it right out. As long as you're shooting a 9x16, post it right out. You understand? So if it looks like this, if you're recording it like this, these videos, you post it right away to everyone. You pirate. Go ahead and pirate. Yeah? No. If you're not doing that, are you doing it 16:9 now? You can take your time with that now. Right? So you can figure out if you liked what you saw, if you liked what you did, if something has to be edited out, all of these things. And then when you're satisfied with what you have delivered, then you work on you can, and also that's another fun thing. When it comes to YouTube and TikTok, you can schedule when your uploads go up and that sort of thing. So that way, again, you're not under any pressure. You can literally release it on a timely and scheduled basis. So that way people know exactly when to expect your video. So your video will drop 8 a.m. every day for the month. Or, well, not every day, but maybe every Monday to Friday. Right, that sort of thing. There you go. So this is how, I mean, maybe you can call this a campaign. Maybe. But ultimately, what I am saying to you, this is not a figment of anyone's imagination. This is something that I have done over and over and over and over. I've had to call my videos 2 birds, 1 stone, which basically meant that I would teach on the board and advertise. Teach on the board and advertise. So I used to do that a lot. And because of, practice being perfect, I can show you how to do the very same thing and utilize that now to monetize what I showed you before on the board in the form of YFit, as well as if you have a 9x16, if you're going to record every day, just post it right out. So I want to show you the best practices and the best habits. How I come back to mathematics, making abundant, tangible habits. I can, you know what? I show better than I tell. Why not? I'm here. I'm here. Oh, you know, it's the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong thing to do a while ago. Let me apologize. I was supposed to do that. Yes, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know, we have bloopers. We have bloopers. It's okay. You know, shout out to Jackie Chan. He broke a lot of bones. We salute you for that. We salute you for that. He's a trooper. All right. Long live and much respect to Jackie Chan. All right. What was I saying? Yes. So I'm all about math. Right? I'm all about the math, which means making abundant, tangible habits. Yeah? So, you have YFit, you have Pirate, and you have making abundant, tangible habits. Right? I got in the habit of advertising and teaching all in one. So if I could do it for me, I can definitely do it for anybody, regardless of what you teach. Sorry. Integrated science, PE, chemistry, bio, social studies, geography. It doesn't matter what you teach. As long as you are a teacher, you reach out to me, I will show you how to do it. When you're on my page, this is what I'm going to do. There's the top part that is called featured. When you look in the featured section at the top, just pay attention to those 6 videos. You can scroll to the right and scroll to the left. And all of those videos will be a tutorial on how to navigate the page, how to reach out to me, how to connect with me. And believe me, I make it as easy to understand as humanly possible. Because that's how I teach my students. So I might as well teach teachers like that as well. Right? So this is where I teach the teachers. Yeah? So I'm sticking to, you know, I guess I decided not to go too much on a tangent, right? Yeah. So kind of proud of myself, and I feel better now that I've done this. Yeah. So hopefully this gives you the perfect description of my job description. My job description is to get you to make abundant tangible habits. Right? Make your content on YFit. You know, and just give you the best practices and all of that. And let me just tell you, I will ensure that a lot of the pressure is taken off of you. Right? If somebody try hack your page, don't worry about that. I got you. Because people have tried to do it with me, so I know the signs. You know, you don't remember your password, don't worry about it. Reset. Argument done. Yeah? Argument done. Trust me. You know, whether you got locked out to your Google account, whether you got locked out or whatever. In fact, your Google account is going to be connected to nearly everything because you're going to have a Gmail that's connected to all of the different pages. And when you need to have a reset, they just send it to that. And we just reset it. And also 2-factor authentication. Yeah. And you know, there's a lot to consider. So much to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. I can tell you this. I go back as far as 2019. That was the very first time I saw Facebook connect to WhatsApp. And this was before the acquisition, right? So I'm very intimately knowledgeable about all of the social media practices you need to have if you're going to excel on Wi-Fi. WhatsApp, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That's the acronym for Wi-Fi. Yeah? And then, of course, as I said, if you're posting a 9x16, a 3-minute video to make a reel, post it right away to everyone. In other words, pirate. And again, this is me making abundant tangible habits. Is what I used to do when I was aiming to get people to come to my class for mathematics. I would teach and advertise. Teach and advertise. That's all I did. So because I am comfortable with doing that for myself, I will ensure that I coach you through that process. And trust me, I've done it. I've done the work. And because I've done the work, I know that I can walk you through that process. Yeah? So I can speak with the conviction. I can. And again, I will take you into the light, away from the dark. Because since we all know pi, let's make this hard. So thank you for entertaining me, right? And hopefully in future, I hear from a lot of you teachers. And also, here's something else that I want to make an abundant tangible habit. I want to do a live stream where I have conversations with teachers about the struggles and the concerns that they face in the classroom. So I'm not just here to make and take money from you, okay? I'm also here to hear from you as well. So therefore, we can have the conversation. Like, Joe, all we're doing is talking. Them say who feels it knows. Right? So again, let me just say it like this. That's what the segment is going to be called. Since we all know perspective is everything, PIE, because this rhymes with PIE. So since we all know perspective is everything, let's make this a real conversation. That's the name of the segment. So every time I go live and I'm having a conversation with me and you, the teacher who is in the classroom physically, then that's what the name of the segment will be called. Right? No, this is just a little, this is me letting you know what my mission objective is. Right? I am an advocate for teachers, an advertiser for teachers, a social media coach for teachers. This is what I do. Right? So, again, this is the message from me to you. So again, yeah. Thanks for giving me the practice for us to make abundant, tangible habits. And again, I am taking you into the light, away from the dark, because since we all know pi, let's make this art. Yeah, that was Bossman Teaching speaking. There you go.